Act 5 of Orra, a tragedy in 5 acts by Joanna Baillie. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 1. The great hall of the castle. Enter Rudigere, Katharina, and attendants by different doors. Rudigere to attendant.
Returned again. Is anything discovered? Or door or passage, garment dropped in haste, or footsteps track, or any mark of flight?
No, by my faith, though from its heights turrets to its deep vaults the castle we have searched.
'Tis vain to trace the marks of trackless feet. If that in truth it has conveyed her hence, the yawning earth has yielded them a passage, or else, through rifted roofs, the buoyant air.
Fools, search again. I'll raise the very walls from their foundations, but I will discover if door or pass there be to us unknown.
Calling off the stage.
Oh, Gomez, there. He keeps himself aloof, nor aids the search with true and hearty will. I am betrayed. Oh, Gomez, there, I say. He shrinks away. Go, drag the villain hither, and let the torture wring confession from him.
A loud knocking, heard at the gate.
Ah! Who seeks entrance at this early hour in such a desert place?
Some hind, perhaps, who brings intelligence. Heaven grant it be.
Enter an armed vassal.
Ha! One from Aldenburg. What brings thee hither?
Vassal, seizing Rudigere.
Thou art my prisoner.
To attendants.
Upon your peril, assist me to secure him.
Audacious hind! By what authority speakst thou such bold commands? Produce thy warrant.
'Tis at the gate, and such as thou must yield to. Count Hugobert himself with armed men, a goodly band, his pleasure to enforce.
Secures him.
What sudden freak is this? Am I suspected of aught but true and honourable faith?
Ay, by our holy saints, more than suspected. Thy creature Maurice, whom thou thoughtest to bribe with things of seeming value, hath discovered the cunning fraud, on which his tender conscience, good soul, did the sudden so upbraid him, that to his lord forthwith he made confession of all the plots against the Lady Orra, in which thy wicked arts had tempted him to take a wicked part. All is discovered.
Katharina, aside.
All is discovered. Where then shall I hide me?
Aloud, to vassal.
What is discovered?
Ha, most virtuous lady, art thou alarmed? Fear not, the world well knows how good thou art, and to the countess shortly, who with her lord is near, thou wilt no doubt give good account of all that thou hast done.
Katharina, aside, as she retires in agitation.
Oh, heaven forbid! What hole of the earth will hide me?
Exit. Enter by the opposite side Hugobert, Eleonora, Alice, Glottenball, Ersten, Maurice, and attendants. Hugobert, speaking as he enters.
Is he secured?
He is, my lord. Behold.
Pointing to Rudigere. Hugobert to Rudigere.
Black artful traitor! Of a sacred trust blindly reposed in thee, the base betrayer for wicked ends. Full well upon the ground mayst thou decline those darkly frowning eyes, and gnaw thy lip in shame.
And rests no shame with him, whose easy faith entrusts a man unproved, or, having proved him, Let some poor hireling's unsupported testimony shake the firm confidence of many years?
Here the accuser stands. Confront him boldly, and spare him not.
Bringing forth Maurice. Maurice to Rudigere.
Deny it if thou canst. Thou brazen front, all brazen as it is, denies it not.
Rudigere to Maurice.
Fool! That of prying curiosity and avarice art compounded. I in truth did give to thee a counterfeited treasure to bribe thee to a counterfeited trust. Meet recompense. Maintain thy tale, for I deny it not.
Oh, subtle traitor! Dost thou so varnish it with seeming mirth?
Sir Rudigere, thou dost, I must confess, outface him well. But call the Lady Orra. If towards her thou hast thyself comported in honesty, she will declare it freely.
To attendant.
Bring Orra hither.
Would that we could. Last night, in the midnight watch, she disappeared. Whether man or devil hath borne her hence, we cannot tell.
Oh, both. Both man and devil together joined.
To Rudigere, furiously.
Fiend, villain, murderer! Produce her instantly. Dead or alive, produce thy hapless charge.
Restrain your rage, my lord. I would right gladly obey you, were it possible. The place and the mysterious means of her retreat are both to me unknown.
Thou liest! Thou liest!
Glottenball, coming forward.
Thou liest, beast, villain, traitor! Think'st thou still to fool us thus? Thou shalt be forced to speak.
To Hugobert.
Why lose we time in words when other means will quickly work? Straight to those pillars bind him, and let each sturdy varlet of your train inflict correction on him.
Ay, this alone will move him.
Thou sayest well. By heaven it shall be done.
And will Count Hugobert degrade in me the blood of Oldenburg to shame himself?
That plea avails thee not. Thy spurious birth gives us full warrant, as thy conduct varies, to reckon thee or noble or debased.
To attendant.
Straight bind the traitor to the place of shame.
As they are struggling to bind Rudigere, he gets one of his hands free, and, pulling out a dagger from under his clothes, stabs himself.
Now take your will of me, and drag my corse through mire and dust. Your shameless fury now can do me no disgrace.
Erston, advancing.
Rash, daring, thoughtless wretch! Dost thou so close a wicked life in hardy desperation?
Priest, spare thy words. I add not to my sins that of presumption in pretending now to offer up to heaven the false repentance of some short moments of a life of crimes.
My son, thou dost mistake me. Let thy heart confession make.
Yes, dog, confession make of what thou'st done with Orra, else I'll spurn thee, and cast thy hateful carcass to the kites.
Hugobert, pulling back Glottenball as he is going to spurn Rudigere with his foot, who has now fallen upon the ground.
Nay, nay, forbear. Such outrage is unmanly.
Eleonora, who with Alice had retired from the shocking sight of Rudigere, now comes forward to him.
Oh, Rudigere, thou art a dying man, and we will speak to thee without upbraiding. Confess, I do entreat thee, ere thou goest to thy most awful change, and leave us not in this our horrible uncertainty. Is Orra here concealed?
Thou hast not slain her. Confession make, and heaven have mercy on thee.
Yes, ladies. With these words of gentle meekness my heart is changed, and that you may perceive how greatly changed, let Glottenball approach me. Spend am I now, and can but faintly speak. Even unto him in token of forgiveness, I'll tell what he desire.
Thank heaven thou art so changed.
Hugobert to Glottenball.
Go to him, boy.
Glottenball goes to Rudigere, and, stooping over him to hear what he has to say, Rudigere, taking a small dagger from his bosom, strikes Glottenball on the neck.
Oh, he has wounded me! Detested traitor! Take that, and that! Wouldst thou hadst still a life for every thrust!
Killing him.
Ha! He has wounded thee, my son?
A scratch, 'tis nothing more. He aimed it at my throat, but had not the strength to thrust.
Thank God he had not.
A trumpet sounds without.
Hark! Martial notice of some high approach.
To attendants.
Go to the gate.
Exeunt attendants.
Who may it be? This castle is remote from every route which armed leaders take.
Enter a servant.
The banneret of Basil is at the gate.
Is he in force?
Yes. Through the trees his distant bands are seen some 100 strong, I guess. Though with himself 2 followers only come.
Enter Hartman, attended.
Forgive me, Banneret, if I receive thee with more surprise than courtesy. How is it? Comest thou in peace?
To you, my lord, I frankly will declare the purpose of my coming. Having heard it, it is for you to say if I am come, as much as I wish, in peace.
To Eleonora.
Countess, your presence much emboldens me to think it so shall be.
Proceed, I beg. When burghers gently courtesy affect, it chafes me more than all their sturdy boasting.
Then with a burgher's plainness, Hugobert, I'll try my tale to tell. Nice task, I fear, so that it may not gall a baron's pride. Brave Theobald, the lord of Falkenstein, co-burgher also of our ancient city, whose cause, of course, is ours, declares himself the suitor of thy ward, the Lady Orra, and learning that within these walls she is, by thine authority, in durance kept, in his behalf I come to set her free, as an oppressed dame, such service claiming from every generous knight. What is thy answer? Say, am I come in peace? Wilt thou release her?
Ah, would I could! In faith thou gull'st me shrewdly.
I've been informed of all that now disturbs you by one who held me waiting at the gate. Until the maid be found, if 'tis your pleasure, cease enmity.
Then let it cease. A traitor has deceived me, and there he lies.
Pointing to the body of Rudigere. Hartman, looking at the body.
A ghastly smile of fell malignity on his distorted face death has arrested.
Turning again to Hugobert.
And has he died and no confession made? All means that may discover Orra's fate shut from us?
Ah, the fiend hath uttered nothing that could betray his secret. If she lives—
Alas, alas! Think you he murdered her?
Merciful heaven forfend!
Enter a soldier in haste.
Oh, I have heard a voice, a dismal voice.
What hast thou heard?
What voice?
The Lady Orra's.
Where? Lead us to the place.
Where didst thou hear it, soldier?
In a deep tangled thicket of the wood, close to a ruined wall, overgrown with ivy, that marks the ancient outworks of the castle.
Haste, lead the way.
Exeunt all eagerly, without order, following the soldier, Glottenball, and one attendant excepted.
You do not go, my lord?
I'm sick, and strangely dizzy grows my head. and pains shoot from my wound. It is a scratch, but from a devil's fang. There's mischief in it. Give me thine arm, and lead me to a couch. I am very faint.
This way, my lord, there is a chamber near.
Exeunt Glottenball, supported by the attendant. Scene 2. The forest near the castle, in front of a rocky bank, crowned with a ruined wall overgrown with ivy, and the mouth of a cavern shaded with bushes. Enter Franco, conducting Hugobert, Hartman, Eleonora, Alice, and Erston, the soldier following them. Franco to Hugobert.
This is the entry to our secret haunts. And now, my lord, having informed you truly of the device well meant but most unhappy, by which the Lady Orra from her prison by Falkenstein was taken, myself, my outlaws, unhappy men, who better days have seen, drove to this lawless life by hard necessity, are on your mercy cast.
Which shall not fail you, valiant Franco. Much am I indebted to thee. Hadst thou not of thine own free good will become our guide, as wandering here thou foundst us, we had ne'er the spot discovered, for this honest soldier, a stranger to the forest, sought in vain to thread the tangled path.
Eleonora to Franco.
She is not well, thou sayest, and from her swoon imperfectly recovered?
When I left her, she so appeared, but enter not, I pray, till I give notice. Holla, you within, come forth and fear no ill.
A shriek heard from the cave.
What dismal shriek is that?
'Tis Orra's voice.
No, no, it cannot be. It is some wretch in maniac's fetters bound.
The horrid thought that bursts into my mind. Forbid it, righteous heaven.
Running into the cave, he is prevented by Theobald, who rushes out upon him.
Hold, hold! No entry here but o'er my corpse when ye have mastered me.
My Theobald, dost thou not know thy friends?
Ah, thou, my Hartman? Art thou come to me?
Yes, I am come. What means that look of anguish? She is not dead.
Oh, no, it is not death.
What mean'st thou? Is she well?
Her body is.
And not her mind? O direst wreck of all, that noble mind! But 'tis some passing seizure, some powerful movement of a transient nature. It is not madness.
Theobald, shrinking from him, and bursting into tears.
'Tis heaven's infliction. Let us call it so. Give it no other name.
Covering his face. Eleonora to Theobald.
Nay, do not thus despair. When she beholds us, she'll know her friends, and by our kindly soothing be gradually restored.
Let me go to her.
Nay, forbear, I pray thee. I will myself with thee, my worthy Hartman. Go in and lead her forth.
Theobald and Hartman go into the cavern, while those without wait in deep silence, which is only broken once or twice by a scream from the cavern, and the sound of Theobald's voice speaking soothingly, till they return, leading forth Orra, with her hair and dress disordered, and the appearance of wild distraction in her gait and countenance. Orra, shrinking back as she comes from under the shade of the trees, etc., and dragging Theobald and Hartman back with her.
Come back, the fierce and fiery light.
Shrink not, dear love, it is the light of day.
Have cocks crowed yet?
Yes, twice I've heard already their matin sound. Look up to the blue sky. Is it not daylight there? And these green boughs are fresh and fragrant round thee. Every sense tells thee it is the cheerful early day.
Ay, so it is. They takes his daily turn, rising between the gulfy dells of night like whitened billows on a gloomy sea, till glow-worms gleam and stars peep through the dark, and will other wisp his dancing taper light, they will not come again.
Bending her ear to the ground.
Hark, hark, ay, hark, they are all there. I hear their hollow sound full many a fathom down.
Be still, poor troubled soul, they'll ne'er return. They are for ever gone. Be well assured thou shalt from henceforth have a cheerful home, with crackling faggots on thy midnight fire, blazing like day round thee, and thy friends, thy living, loving friends, still by thy side, to speak to thee and cheer thee. See, my Orra, they are beside thee now. Dost thou not know them?
Pointing to Eleonora and Alice. Orra, gazing at them, with her hand held up to shade her eyes.
No, no. Athwart the wavering garish light, things move and seem to be, and yet are nothing.
Eleonora, going near her.
My gentle Orra, hast thou then forgot me? Dost thou not know my voice?
'Tis like an old tune to my ear returned. For there be those who sit in cheerful halls, and breathe sweet air, and speak with pleasant sounds. And once I lived with such, some years gone by, I wot not now how long.
Keen words that rend my heart. Thou hadst a home, and one whose faith was pledged for thy protection.
Be more composed, my lord. Some faint remembrance returns upon her, with the well-known sound of voices once familiar to her ear. Let Alice sing to her some favourite tune, that may lost thoughts recall.
Alice sings an old tune, and Orra, who listens eagerly and gazes on her while she sings, afterwards bursts into a wild laugh.
A witched air sings for thee bravely. Hood owls throw mantling fog for matin birds. It lures not me. I know thee well enough. The bones of murdered men thy measure beat, and fleshless heads nod to thee. Off, I say! Why are ye here? That is the blessed sun.
Ah, Orra, do not look upon us thus. These are the voices of thy loving friends that speak to thee. This is a friendly hand that presses thine so kindly.
Putting her hand upon Orra's, who gives a loud shriek, and shrinks from her with horror.
O grievous state!
Going up to her.
What terror seizes thee?
Take it away! It was the swathed dead. I know its clammy, chill, and bony touch.
Fixing her eyes fiercely on Eleonora.
Come not again. I am strong and terrible now. Mine eyes have looked upon all dreadful things, and when the earth yawns and the hell blast sounds, I'll bide the trooping of unearthly steps with stiff-clenched, terrible strength.
Holding her clenched hands over her head with an air of grandeur and defiance. Hugobert, beating his breast.
A murderer is a guiltless wretch to me.
Be patient. 'Tis a momentary pitch. Let me encounter it.
Goes up to Orra and fixes his eyes upon her, which she, after a moment, shrinks from and seeks to avoid, yet still, as if involuntarily, looks at him again.
Take off from me thy strangely fastened eye. I may not look upon thee. Yet I must.
Still turning from him, and still snatching a hasty look at him, as before.
Unfix thy baleful glance. Art thou a snake? Something of horrid power within thee dwells. Still that powerful eye doth suck me in like a dark eddy to its wheeling core. Spare me, oh, spare me, being of strange power, and at thy feet my subject head I'll lay.
Kneeling to Hartman, and bending her head submissively.
Alas, the piteous sight, to see her thus, the noble, generous, playful, stately Orra.
Theobald, running to Hartman, and pushing him away with indignation.
Out on thy hateful and ungenerous guile! Thinkest thou I'll suffer over her wretched state the slightest shadow of a base control?
Raising Orra from the ground.
No, rise, thou stately flower, with rude blasts rent, as honoured art thou with thy broken stem, and leaflet strewn, as in thy summer's pride. I've seen thee worshipped like a regal dame, with every studied form of marked devotion, whilst I, in distant silence, scarcely proffered even a plain soldier's courtesy. But now, no liege man to his crowned mistress sworn, bound and devoted is as I to thee. And he who offers to thy altered state the slightest seeming of diminished reverence must, in my blood—
To Hartman.
Oh, pardon me, my friend, thou'st wrung my heart.
Nay, do thou pardon me. I am to blame. Thy nobler heart shall not again be wrung. But what can now be done? O'er such wild ravings there must be some control.
Oh, none, 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 but gentle sympathy and watchfulness of love. My noble Orra, wander where'er thou wilt. Thy vagrant steps shall followed be by one who shall not weary, nor e'er detach him from his hopeless task, bound to thee now as fairest, gentlest beauty could ne'er have bound him.
See how she gazes on him with a look, subsiding gradually to softer sadness, half saying that she knows him.
There is a kindness in her changing eye. Yes, Orra, 'tis the valiant Theobald, thy knight and champion whom thou gazest on.
The brave are like the brave, so should it be. He was a goodly man, a noble knight.
To Theobald.
What is thy name, young soldier? Woe is me, for prayers of grace are said o'er dying men, yet they have laid thy clay in unblessed earth. Shame, shame, not with the stilled and holy dead, this shall be rectified. I'll find it out, and masses shall be said for thy repose. Thou shalt not troop with these.
'Tis not the dead, 'tis Theobald himself, alive and well, who standeth by thy side.
Orra, looking wildly round.
Where? Where? All dreadful things are near me, round me, beneath my feet and in the loaded air. Let him be gone. The place is horrible, baneful to flesh and blood. The dreadful blast! Their hounds now yell below i' the centre gulf. They may not rise again till solemn bells have given the stroke that severs night from morn.
Oh, rave not thus. Dost thou not know us, Orra?
Ay, well enough I know ye.
Ha! Think ye that she does?
It is a terrible smile of recognition, if such it be.
Nay, do not thus your restless eyeballs move, but look upon us steadily, sweet Orra.
Away! Your faces waver to and fro. I'll know you better in your winding sheets when the moon shines upon ye.
Give o'er, my friends. You see it is in vain. Her mind within itself holds a dark world of dismal fantasies and horrid forms. Contend with her no more.
Enter an attendant in an abrupt, disturbed manner. Attendant to Eleonora, aside.
Lady, I bring you most dismal news, too grievous for my lord, so suddenly and unprepared to hear.
Eleonora, aside.
What is it? Speak.
Attendant, aside to Eleonora.
His son is dead, all swelled and racked with pain, and on the dagger's point, which the slight traitor still in his stiffened grasp retains, foul stains, like those of lime poison, show full well the wicked cause of his untimely death.
Hugobert, overhearing them.
Who speaks of death? What didst thou whisper there? How is my son? What look is that thou wearest? He is not dead. Thou dost not speak. O God, I have no son.
After a pause.
I am bereft, but only him. Heaven's vengeance deals the stroke.
Heaven often mercy smites, even when the blow severest is.
I had no other hope. Fell is the stroke, if mercy in it be. Could this alone atone my crime?
Submit thy soul to heaven's all-wise decree. Perhaps his life had blasted more thy hopes than even his grievous end.
He was not all a father's heart could wish. But oh, he was my son, my only son, my child, the thing that from his cradle grew, and was before me still. Oh, 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 oh!
Beating his breast and groaning deeply. Orra, running up to him.
Ha! Dost thou groan, old man? Art thou in trouble? Out on it! Though they lay him in the mould, he's near thee still. I'll tell thee how it is. A hideous burst hath been, the damned and holy, the living and the dead together are in horrid neighbourship. 'Tis but thin vapour floating around thee makes the wavering bound. Paw! Blow it off and see th' uncurtained reach. See, from all points they come, earth casts them up. In grave clothes swathed are those but new in death, and there be some half bone, half cased in shreds of that which flesh hath been, and there be some with wicked ribs, through which the darkness scowls. Back! Back! They close upon us. Oh, the void of hollow unballed sockets staring grimly, and lipless jaws that move and clatter round in mockery of speech. Back! Back, I say! Back! Back!
Catching hold of Hugobert and Theobald, and dragging them back with her in all the wild strength of frantic horror, whilst the curtain drops. The end of Orra. End of Act 5. End of Orra, a tragedy in 5 acts by Joanna Baillie.